And 3, 2, 1. We are back on a special edition, a special night. Faithletic, the podcast. And thanks for joining us tonight. We're off our regular schedule tonight.
And we're 6 feet apart from each other right now.
Something like
so,
that.
Hey, we're 6 feet apart.
You can call it that if you want.
Yeah.
I guess if you, it's close to 6.
Yeah, there's less than 10 people in this house.
Not everything. Yeah, that too.
That is for sure.
Not everything.
Sorry, this studio. I'm so sorry. The Faithletic podcast Palace studio.
Yep.
There's less than 10 people
Sports
in
Palace
here.
Studios.
Yeah, the Sports Palace studio.
Faithletic Sports Palace Studios in beautiful downtown parts unknown.
Yeah.
Yukon, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yes. They haven't shut down your house.
They have not and will not shut down my house with me kicking and screaming.
They won't.
They won't.
Just wait.
Yeah, no kidding.
Martial law, baby.
Yeah, whatever. So welcome, everybody, joining us tonight on this very special edition. So initially, we didn't think that we would both be here Thursday, and I don't know if your plans have changed, but are you still traveling?
They have. I'm staying at home.
You're staying home.
Just in case there is some sort of
martial law or
crazy nationwide quarantine or lockdown.
And never get home.
I decided that it would be best to stay at home.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I love my parents and we'll miss them, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So we're playing it safe for you.
We are.
Yeah. No.
Well, you are.
Yeah. You're not. You're going everywhere.
I'm working.
You're in the restaurant business, which means right now you're on the front lines.
I am on the front
lines.
Like,
for real. That's not even a joke.
No. But I do trust that God will protect me one way or another.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. And I have people that depend on me, and I'm going to, as far as the law lets me, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to do what I have to do. And I thank the Lord for giving me that ability. And if that changes and the Lord takes it away and says you stay home, then I'll stay home. But right now I'm out and about.
Yeah, this is quite interesting.
I am cautious, but I am about.
Yeah, I think everybody's got to be cautious. This is just an interesting times. There's a lot of sports to talk about right now, but it's also like, man, it's really hard with everything going on in the world. But we want to stay as positive as we can.
We are
during this time.
Will.
I will too, because it's like it's just we live in wild times.
Yeah.
And
I
did want to take the time to thank people like yourselves in the restaurant business and our grocers.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Convenience stores.
Yeah, convenience stores. All these people that are staying.
Yep. In the front lines.
Are eventually going to stay open that are literally just trying to feed us.
Yep.
So, yeah, my encouragement is to all you people that are out there just to stay home and listen to us.
Yep.
Stay home.
We're going to try to be here regularly every Thursday, and unless something prevents us. And I can still do it. I mean, I'll be here in my home, so...
if we need to call in, we need to call in.
You may not be able to get out if they quarantine you, but we can do a phone call.
Absolutely.
Yep. So we'll be here every Thursday at 8. Now, yes, this is Tuesday, and as I said earlier, we scheduled it for Tuesday. I thought, let's just go ahead and do it. And let everybody know, hey, we're gonna continue to do what we do, and we just want everybody to be mindful and cautious and careful and all that good stuff. And with that thought in mind, with no sports, there's kind of like not a lot to do, and so we came up with this idea.
Yes.
That why not, for the first part of our show, and later on we're going to talk a little bit of sports because we're going to get into NFL free agency.
Oh, there's some major things happening in the NFL free agency, so that's good.
And we're gonna discuss that here in a bit. But before we do, we're going to get into a topic here, and though some of you who may not be aware of what our show's about, it's not entirely about sports.
Right.
One of the things about is faith. And another thing about is entertainment. And we talk about movies, we talk about celebrities, and what we're going to do tonight is a little bit interesting, is we're going to discuss our favorite re-watchable movies.
Yes.
Because everybody has a favorite movie. Everybody who's flipping channels on their TV at home, if they still have, if they still do regular TV, and they stop on a movie and go, oh, and you've seen it 62 times already.
Yep.
But you're gonna You're gonna stop on that channel and watch it again.
Yes.
What are your favorite movies to do that with? And man, have I got a list.
You got a list.
I got a list.
I got a top 4. I got a Mount Rushmore.
You got a Mount Rushmore.
Yes. There's a few. There's a lot out there.
I've got about 20.
Yeah, we could start this and we're gonna go on. We actually do have a special guest tonight too, which we buried the lead.
Yeah.
Our good friend Caleb Kinney.
Yes.
Is going to be on tonight.
The one and only.
The one and only, who actually gave us this idea, or we talked about it a little bit. There's also a great podcast out there called the Re-Watchables.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where this idea probably manifests from. We're going to talk about our favorite movies, because right now it's about all you can do.
Well, watch movies or talk about it.
Yes.
Both.
Yes.
Yep. In fact, I don't even have the big screen on right now because there's not. What are you going to replay? The other night I was watching. What was I watching on?
We're watching wrestling.
I was watching. Well, that too.
Yeah.
But I was also watching the. Okay, so the replay of the 5A1 Texas State High School Championship between Duncanville and. I can't think who the other team was. Anyway.
Allen.
No. Dang it. Who was they playing? So, like 5 lead changes in the last 8 minutes of the game. And isn't Duncanville? It's the other team, I think. I can't remember which team scored.
Shoot.
3 seconds left, right? And trust me, they had the ball with 50 seconds left on their own 20-yard line. They're dinking and dunking little 5 and 10-yard plays, and they finally get a play down to the 10-yard line, but you get called for holding. So now they're back at the 50, 45 or 50-yard line, and quarterback just heaves one up. And the back of the end zone, the wide receiver, a very Des Bryant-ish or Calvin Johnson-ish catch in the back of the end zone, wins the ball game, wins the state championship.
Oh, man.
It was worth every minute of the 8 minutes. Worth every minute.
I remember one of those games that I went to in my high school days, which you never, those days. But I was like the biggest super fan. I won the award for most school spirit, which is not surprising at all. But we won one of those games on the last play against the Freeport Pretzels. What's
a pretzel?
The actual pretzels that you eat. Is that Freeport Pretzels?
That's the name of their team?
Yes, because their high school was turned in from the rolled gold factory, the first rolled gold factory. And so they are now the Freeport Pretzels.
I don't know if I could live with that name.
Nope, it's not intimidating at
all. Not at all.
But it was a last-second play. That one of our wide receivers got open, kind of on a busted coverage, found it we were done, it was over, down on our 25-yard line, throws it, and it was one of my favorite sports moments, actually, just personally, that I lost my voice, all that stuff.
One of those.
Yes, absolutely.
So anyway, there's plenty of sports on. If you have the sports channels, because you'll see replays of state championships, and that one of the stations, maybe Fox Sports or one of them, is playing all the Big 12 basketball tournament championship games. I don't know where they started at.
Yeah, they started back in 2017 or 15.
It was before that.
Yeah, it was wild.
Well, they had 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. I know they had those on Sunday.
There's a petition right now to get the Michael Jordan 30 for 30 series, that's a 10-part series, started early.
Oh. So
because it's already done.
10 parts?
10 parts.
Really? Are they an hour apiece?
I mean, you could talk about Michael Jordan forever.
I don't know if you can or not, man. I mean, that's...
Disagree. I'm out.
It is, but, I mean, I guess you could.
The greatest basketball player of all time?
I will agree with that. We can agree on one thing.
You could talk about him forever.
You could probably talk about him. That's true.
Yeah, but we will in a few minutes. We will talk to Caleb, and he's excited because he is
wheelhouse.
Yes, he is quarantined right now to his house. We were gonna have him in the studio, but we do want to take some precautions.
Yeah, sure.
Right now, and so we talked about that, and he said, "This is fun right now, and I can take a mental break for a second because, man, it's a crazy world we live in.
It is.
Whoever thought it? You think you ever thought we'd ever be here right now?
Well, that's a good question. Probably not, but not surprised.
Yeah.
We kind of said earlier, it's going to change our world again after 9/11 did, and
sure,
this is going to change it, and hopefully it's not drastic, but
right. But I think there's these generational moments that it's like, man, we do have to come together as a nation and a world this time, and it's really quite interesting. So
good luck with that.
Hey, we're seeing some positivity though, maybe.
So we can get our friend on the line?
Yeah,
we'll go ahead and call him. So you can go ahead and plug in right there, and hopefully we don't blow anybody away because we're going to do this as we're talking to you. So what Kyle's getting ready to do right now in all this high-tech gizmo stuff is call our good friend Caleb Kinney. I'll let Caleb kind of tell you a little bit about himself when we get him on the line here. But he is a movie buff and a half. And I thought, when I heard him, he spoke at our SLM, our youth, last Wednesday night.
That's right.
And he started telling the story about him watching movies, and I said, I thought I was the only one in the world that thought like that was like that. And I found there's two of us.
No, there's
several of us.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm gonna call down. We're dialing them up right now.
All right, so here we go. You're going to hear the dial tune and everything. There we go. We're getting him on the line. Hopefully he's the one that answers, right? Somebody's going to get...
Caleb?
Hello.
Are you there?
Caleb, you're live on Faithletic, the podcast. Welcome to the show, man.
Happy to be here, fellas.
So before we get started, I just want you to introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us who you are and why we're here, why we're talking about this.
I'm Caleb Kinney. I'm a friend of the boys on the pod. Let's see, I play football in UConn, and I would just say I like sports. That's what I would say.
You like sports, and we were talking about just before you got it about your movie buffness, I guess, as well. That
yes, I am a movie guy through and through. I love to watch movies. I love to rewatch movies. I love to go to the movies. I love to stay home and watch movies. I love to rewatch movies. I love to debate movies.
There you go.
I love to judge people how much
based on their movies,
based on their quality of movies. And so, yeah. I was just asking my wife this. I was like, when you find out someone who's like, oh, I like this song or I like this band, and you're like, oh, I thought I liked this person. I said, that's how I am with movies.
It's funny because you can be talking to somebody, and I use this in just about everything. But you kind of like a movie, right? And you're like, hey, this guy's pretty cool. And then about 5 minutes into it, you start thinking, this guy's completely full of it. What is he thinking? He lost me. The credibility went right through the roof after I heard that last one.
That's exactly right.
So
100%.
I want to put you on the spot. I want to break this into categories. So maybe we do a comedy, favorite comedy rewatchable, maybe drama, action, sports, horror.
Got it.
So tell us your favorite comedy that you'll watch over and over and over again.
Okay, so we did a few weeks, or if I say weeks, I don't know, time passes slowly in quarantine. Months ago, a friend of mine put out, she was like, what are your top 5 favorite movies? So we began debating this and talking about what does that mean? Does it mean rewatchable movies? Does it mean favorite? Does it mean best? Because I have movies that I think are like phenomenally made movies, best movies.
Right.
But I don't want to watch them over
exactly.
and over. Like an example, like Doubt is one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's literally some of the best actors ever. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman and Meryl Streep and Amy Adams talking. And I love movies when people just talk because I love that. It means someone is an unbelievable writer. It means I care what they have to say. I love talking, but I'm not going to throw Doubt in on Tuesday night to kill some time.
Right? No,
I don't want to live that. You know what I mean?
Star is Born for me. The most recent Star is Born is one of my favorite movies of all time, but I'm not watching that thing over and over again. There's
the new one.
If a movie is a big hit at the Oscars, you didn't enjoy watching it.
That's probably true.
That's usually how it goes.
Yes.
So, but that's okay. So we were going through. So like, what is the best comedy ever, or what is my favorite one to watch? It goes so much by where you are in life. Because obviously, growing up, I would have just said Dumb and Dumber or Tommy Boy or Black Sheep and just called it. And I just would have said Beat this movie. So it goes back and forth. But I would say it's either Step Brothers or Anchorman.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I say those two because
Yep.
when I had to give my friend, she says, I need 5 movies. What are your 5 favorite movies? So I said, one of my 5 favorite movies to watch. I had to include one comedy for my sake because I love comedies. I love sitcoms. I could watch them all day. I went back and forth between Step Brothers and Anchorman. And Step Brothers, it's the fact that every time I watch it, it's funnier than the time I watched it before.
Right.
And so it blows me away, and it's just brilliant, and it's crisp, like 90 minutes, which I like. I like tight, concise movies. You don't have to, there's not a scene you cut out of that movie. There's not a single scene you cut out.
Of Step Brothers?
In Step Brothers, and every scene is funny.
Yeah.
However, I ended with Anchorman because I just decided Brian Fantana's cologne scene is the funniest thing I've ever seen in the history of my life.
Yes.
And I've walked out of movies like Hangover and be like, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But every time I watch him open the cologne drawer and the panther growls, I'm like, there's nothing funnier than Brian Fantana.
Yes.
And we've had big debates about this. And Paul Rudd, what's his best character? But I nothing can ever beat Fantana's scene. And so Anchorman is the movie that, and when it comes to a comedy, I just can't.
So that's your favorite rewatchable is Anchorman.
Comedy.
It's the one that anytime I
For
watch
comedy,
it,
yeah.
I'm like, poof, I'd have to see someone just beat this movie toe to toe.
Yeah.
And it's one I don't watch. I don't overwatch that movie because it's so good. I don't want to saturate.
You don't
it.
wanna
Right,
you don't
yeah,
wanna blow it.
I want
absolutely.
to enjoy the experience every time.
Yeah.
All right, so drama. Rewatchable drama.
Okay, so drama for me, this is in stuff. I've had like a pantheon of movies. We did the top 5. My drama movie that I'm just taking every single time. It's A Few Good Men.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
Untouchable to me.
Okay.
That's a good one.
A Few Good Men to me is one of those. It just, powerhouse in
It
that
is.
movie, right? Jack and Tom
Yep.
going toe to toe. The
Yes.
fact that Tom might have beat him. The fact that I was in like 8th grade and I wanted to memorize the whole exchange in the courtroom scene at the end. I remember debating with my friends. In sophomore year, we got like a big debate at school, and we were talking about it in class. I don't know what it was about, and I was fully convinced that Jo wasn't a good lawyer. Like she wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do this. I was like, was she good? And we debated this big time. A Few Good Men is just poof. I mean, the scene in Guantanamo.
Yes.
How it happened.
I ate Cubans in front of 1,000 people that want to kill me. You know.
I mean, it's just. I mean, Jack is peak Jack
Yeah.
at that moment. Now, I mean, it's not like 70s Jack or even some 80s Jack,
Yeah.
but it's like, oh, this guy's still unbelievable.
He is.
It's Tom Cruise carrying around a bat, and you all know the one person that when you're hanging out and is carrying around a bat or a golf club in your like living room, you're like, why do you have that in your arms?
Yeah. Something's getting broke.
But Cruise can't. I mean, it's so peak. I mean, you can't. It's the best Cruise movie to me by a mile.
Well,
Right.
I don't entirely agree with that, but
And I love Tom Cruise.
Really?
But,
Okay,
man.
that's an interesting thought. What about
Because he beats Jack. Because he beats Jack, it's why it's Pete Cruz.
okay.
that?
The fact that
Okay.
he goes toe to toe with Jack, and you could say, "Oh, he might be better." That's why it's his best,
Okay.
in my opinion.
What about would you include Inception as a drama? Or are we talking more that
Is that a
action?
thriller?
Science fiction.
I don't know what you
It's going to
include.
be action. See, that's the thing. You get in such these categories. Is
Right.
it action? Is it a thriller? And a thriller is more like, I don't know, like What Dreams May Come, those kind of movies. But like Silence of the Lambs to me is a thriller. So that's a different category. So
Are
I would
those
say Inception,
rewatchable, though?
almost Sci-fi.
Are those Inception?
Oh, Inception is. It
You
was
think
one.
so?
Yeah.
Inception was one of those movies to me that as soon as it was over, I watched it again. Like credits roll, I'm like I'm starting it over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
it's because you know you miss things. And
That's
Yes.
true.
Kind of like how when Hot Rod ended, and you're just like, I got to restart this. I laughed through parts.
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod ended, and I just got to re-go, But like Inception ends, and you're like, I know I missed things in there.
Yeah.
But man, when Maud's out of the window, I might skip that 30 seconds.
Right.
That's
I
too
think
intense.
that one it has to be my favorite drama.
Yeah.
I would say.
Which one? Inception?
Inception. Like if we're going with it, because there is action, but it's like I think it's more of a drama to me.
I could put it in there.
Yeah.
I could put it in there because of what it is. It's also Leo is just like, all right, he's now not the young guy that all the girls are attracted to and the guys wish they look like. At this point, he's like established, like, ooh, this guy can literally do anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Except
So,
in
Toby says it's not watchable though.
right, well, that's what I kind of agree.
Disagree,
well,
man.
I kind of halfway agree with him
okay.
on that.
All right.
All right,
My wife purchased Inception.
Yeah.
It's not rewatchable. So I'd say that speaks for Inception quite a bit.
All right. Since we are a sports show for the most part, favorite unwatchable, rewatchable sports movie.
I have several unwatchable sports movies.
Yeah.
But,
That may be a whole nother
rewatchable
show.
sports movie to me is, I watch it once every 2 months. I watch Moneyball.
Oh, it's on my
Moneyball's
list.
good, man.
It's on my list.
Moneyball is
My favorite.
now.
Go ahead.
I love baseball. It's now because of my eye accident. It's the sport I couldn't play, so I love it even more. And I love everything about sports that leads to the game as much as I love the game. And as a coach, I'd always rather build something, than actually do something. And so that whole process is just phenomenal. And I remember that season so well.
Oh yeah,
What's going on with the A's, and obviously Tejada, and there's things that weren't in the movie that were there, but you also get like, dude, that's the kid from Superbad. What's he doing in here with Brad Pitt? So
yeah, that was and that was a huge break for him. I thought.
Who?
For Jonah Hill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And you know what I like about it is
Jonah Hill's career.
I always sometimes which is a completely different category, favorite movie quotes. And that movie has one of my top 5 movie quotes, which is, I hate losing, Chavi. I hate losing worse than I don't want to win. And trust me, there's a difference.
I have said that line over. I had a coach who used to say that to me.
Yep.
And I was just like, yes, I hate losing.
Yep.
Like, winning is great.
Yep.
But
losing
is what losing is what makes me.
That's what makes me tick.
When I'm 2 in the morning and my wife's like, "Where are you going?" and I'm like, "Film."
Yeah,
Film.
absolutely.
Gotta watch film.
Oh, but that scene though too. One when they get the reliever and he does the little fist pump.
Oh yeah,
like that's one of my favorite.
Rincon.
That's Rincon. That is one of my favorite like gifs, like gifs,
GIFs.
moments. I use that one, and then but it's hard not to love that scene with the at the very end where he's watching film of the guy that hits the home run, the big dude, and he talks about the fact that he thought that he was. Just a single, but he hit it over the fence, and it's hard not to be romantic about baseball.
Who was
and baseball just has all the history to it.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely. Caleb, are you still there?
We lost him.
We might have lost him.
Go ahead and see if we can dial him back. I don't think it's on our end. It might be.
There might be. Hold
Could be.
on.
So we're going to try to get Caleb back on the line.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Hold
Got
on.
a little bit of.
Oh, we lost him.
Okay, go ahead and redial him if you want to.
Okay, we will redial
Something's
him.
not right.
He's calling me.
Okay.
Let's see. Caleb, can you hear us at all? Okay, hold on. We got a connection issue. Stay with us, folks.
We'll be right back.
Hold
if
on
that's
one
bothering, it's
second.
bothering us too. So just hold 1 second. Go ahead and unplug him and plug him back in.
Okay, we got it.
Give us just 1 second. I'm going to let you unplug that and then plug it back in, and then let's try again.
Okay, we'll call.
Did you mute us?
Yep. Oh, there we go.
Now
We're good now.
Okay.
We're good now. We're back.
We're again.
We had a little,
Alright.
just a little, like it's amazing what a little like $2 thing can cause havoc on sometimes. So we're back
It
though.
happens.
One other thing
Yeah.
I had on Moneyball, and I just completely escaped me. Well, let me switch gears. So, sports wise, mine is Facing the Giants.
Facing the Giants, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I could watch that over and over and over
Really?
again.
Okay.
Yep.
I am a I am a D2 Mighty Ducks guy. That is
You kidding me?
that is
I
my
had a buddy. The first day of college, like class, where you go around
yep.
freshman year, and you have the freshman class, and you go introduce yourself.
Yes.
Everyone was going on, and he literally was last, and he stood up and he said, "Gordon Bombay, Minneapolis."
That's awesome.
And I was like, "We're gonna be friends."
We're gonna be best friends. I
be
did
friends.
for Halloween this year. I did get a Charlie Conway USA jersey,
Oh, fantastic.
which I mean that jersey just shows sacrifice and everything.
Does it have the Hendrix?
It does have the Hendrix on the side, baby.
Hockey?
Yep, you better believe it.
Stuff.
I love that movie. I really do. There's
Yeah.
from every part of it. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Toby
My son's
Anderson, favorite. He's got Major League, Billy Madison, and Shawshank Redemption, and Forrest
Yeah.
Gump.
Yes.
See, my wife. This is the only sports movie she loves is Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because
Is that a
it's
golf
a
movie or a hockey movie though?
It's golf.
It's a hockey golf.
Golf.
He does putt with a Coho hockey stick. I think.
Is,
Yes.
Is
You know.
Happy Gilmore the one where Ben Stiller's going?
Yes.
How about a glass? Well, his mom goes, "How about a glass of warm milk,
Yeah.
Sonny, or something?" He goes,
Yeah.
How about a glass of Shut the Heck Up? Or
Yes.
one glass of Shut. You're in my world
Now
now,
you would go to
Grandma, or
sleep.
something. Yeah.
Or I will
You
put
go
you to sleep.
Or I will put you to sleep. Yeah, that's a movie we can all quote.
Yeah.
At 65. You watch it, you're like, wow, I know 60% of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
There's yeah.
All right. Action movie. Rewatchable. I'm in the
Stop saying
unwatchable.
rewatch. We do have that. We could
Rewatchable.
ask that. What's your favorite unwatchable movie that you're like?
I mean,
This.
I got those.
Yes.
Gosh. I know a lot of people love Remember the Titans, but I can't handle when they're running the wrong way to the end zone. How do you guys not have someone to do this? Man, action movie. That's hard for me because I got like two categories, right? Like I have like action. You have like war.
Oh
you have
yeah.
action.
Well, you can have
like-
war as a separate category.
Yeah, you could have like heist stuff. You could have. Like Ocean's 11 is such a
That's what
rewatchable.
I was
I
gonna
know.
say. Yeah.
That's one of mine. It's on
Ocean's
my list.
11 is such a rewatchable. I don't know if I'd put it in action or if it's more like a dramedy, a drama comedy.
It is funny.
So,
Brad
but if I
Pitt's
had to go,
always
like,
eating.
just true action for what people do action, it begins and ends with Jaws.
Jaws.
Jaws is the most. Now I might put that in suspense, like Jaws and Jurassic Park are in my top 5 movies of all time. They'll never be off the list. Jurassic Park was the first movie I remember, like, dying to seeing when I was too young. My dad took me. My dad was snuck into the room next to me and was banging on the wall at night. And even though I knew dinosaurs weren't real, I still thought this might be it. So Jurassic Park is forever there. But Jaws to me, like I remember, I had a conversation with my wife the other day. I was like, "You think he's too young?" Talking about my 3-year-old. And she was like, "Yes, he's definitely
He's
too
too
young."
young for Jaws.
Jaws to me is, I won't say it's the best movie I've ever seen, but I would say it's probably my favorite. I heard someone describe Jaws like this. The feeling I get watching Jaws is the feeling I chase every time I go to the movies. And I'm like, that's exactly right.
Oh,
'Cause
that's
you can't even breathe the last hour of Jaws. It's so well made. Spielberg is doing things they still teach in film school.
Right.
The way it's shot, the fact that we don't see the shark, and I know that's because of technical difficulties, but it has, you hear everything that went wrong in the production.
That's the
It has,
beauty
like,
of it.
This crazy tale, and then how it's done is just it's just so. It's unbelievable. Like you literally can't breathe the last hour. the way it's shot. And now in big TVs, it's like a whole different experience. So
Right.
like I remember being in the den upstairs at my parents' house, watching it on probably a 19-inch tube TV,
For sure.
and just being like thrilled that any time we would get a movie, I would come to my dad, I was like, Jaws, and my dad would watch Jaws. And when I was in high school, my older brother and sister had left, and I bet we watched Jaws once every other month. Like, it's just the ultimate movie to me. And I know that that fits more like probably it's a different type of action for me,
Right.
but I can't write it off.
How
It's just
does
unbelievable.
how does Gladiator fit in all this?
Again, Gladiator to me is probably again. So that's the thing about action movies, because like I think Gladiator, I think of the scene when he goes in and are you not entertained? But then I'm also thinking of conversations with Marcus Aurelius, and I'm thinking of these conversations with
Commodus.
Joaquin Phoenix, and it's like, and so that drama aspect of it is that's what I go back to. Yes, I'm going to check in when he's fighting.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go back to
the drama scenes,
unbelievable conversations and those things.
That's a good point.
Yes.
So that's where action ties me up, because I could give you 4 action movies that I love, and they would all kind of fit different categories. You know what I mean?
All right. So sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Yep. Rewatchable
This is,
favorite rewatchable sci-fi movie.
Rewatchable sci-fi movie. Sorry, so you guys go first.
Do we just say? I mean, would Star Wars just be that?
I think it would.
I mean,
not,
I know
well,
it's more action.
Star Wars
but
is in it. Star Wars is for sure.
Yeah,
Independence
I
Day
mean,
for me.
Independence Day. Yeah, I mean,
Independence Day is there. Anything with like again, freaking Predator. That's gonna.
Oh
be
yeah.
yeah.
Predator's up there.
I ain't got time to bleed.
You all go first. Let me.
Maybe maybe you throw this in here, but I don't know. Signs is one of my favorites, but I don't.
Good.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't know if it's sci-fi.
Dune.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you ever see that one?
Sci-fi is just not my genre. Like it just isn't.
Mm-hmm.
You see Dune?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're making a new Dune too.
Yeah, I heard. That's what I heard. That's a pretty.
Ooh.
That's one. That's a
And
definite.
The cast is loaded.
Yeah. Well, it ought to be
The
good.
cast is gonna be loaded. I would think sci-fi. Goodness, for me. They pitched Alien. Alien got made because they pitched it as Jaws in space.
So
That's how
obviously you like that then.
Alien
too.
I liked Alien.
Yes.
I like Predator. Didn't love AVP, but I'll still watch that all day.
Alien
But I'll say, let's see, favorite. It's hard to go away from Star Wars, and if I had to pick a Star Wars, I'm probably picking, and if there are real Star Wars fans listening, they'll probably hate me for this. But Last Jedi is one of the best movies I've. It's not only the best Star Wars movie in the new trilogy. It's probably my number 2 movie ever, because it mixes what Star Wars should be, sci-fi and fantasy.
Sure.
I try to put it more in fantasy, and I love fantasy stories. But the best thing that The Last Jedi did was, for the first time, it set up expectations that anyone could be special. And that's what makes a great fantasy story.
Yeah.
And then the Star Wars fans got really angry at it because Luke wasn't special.
Yeah.
And make no mistake, they're just mad that Rey was a girl. That's why no one liked it. And Rey was. There's no argument.
I actually love, and I loved that movie.
Yeah, I did too.
I love, and then Rise of the Skywalker movie went back and they tried to erase so much of it. But the best part about that is literally anyone could be special. The idea that she was a nobody. It's why we love Lord of the Rings, because Frodo's a hobbit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's why we love Harry Potter, because he was just an orphan under a stairs.
Underdog.
Yep.
And anyone could be special.
Everybody loves an underdog.
You don't have to have the bloodline to be anything. Anyone could be special and change their stars. And that's what made Last Jedi so incredible. Is it had these endless possibilities. It ended with that little kid who just grabbed the broom without actually touching it. You're like, see, anyone could be special. And then Rise of Skywalker, they're like, just kidding. You have to be a grandkid. And you're like, just that fantasy element is what makes so many sci-fi things so great. As a lot of sci-fi is mixed with fantasy stories, and it's all about. So that's what makes, if I had to pick a sci-fi movie that's elite for me, it's Last Jedi, because what it does is it tells you the message it's sending is anyone could be it. Even, obviously I can go on this, but everyone in that movie nobody was special except Luke and Leia, and they weren't the central focus of it at all.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
I'm an Empire Strikes Back guy. Though that's my favorite Star Wars.
Empire has always been my favorite one.
Yep.
But then after Last Jedi, the more I think of it, and the more I think of the Rise wasn't what I wanted. Not that it was bad. I didn't say it was bad. It's just not what I wanted. Therefore, I can't get over that.
That's what makes it.
The story that Last
what you
Jedi
want to see
is elite.
Yeah.
But again, I knew I grew up in a world where I always knew Vader was Luke's. I was born in '87, right? So there wasn't a time where it wasn't a surprise to me.
Yeah.
So the shock of it that my dad got to experience and so many people got to experience.
Yeah.
I always knew. I didn't ever live in a world, but like my kids don't know yet, so I can't wait for them to
like, oh, no.
Yeah, we started Star Wars. They've just done Clone Wars a little bit, so they don't know.
All right.
They only know what they know. So
2 more categories. Horror.
What is it?
Horror movie.
Horror movie.
Most rewatchable horror movie.
Okay, so
none of them.
I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. It was the first one to win an Oscar for horror. It won all 5. Silence of the Lambs won it all.
Yeah.
I consider it more of a thriller.
Yeah.
But it's categorized by everyone
as a monster
as
movie.
a horror
movie.
Yeah.
So if that's what we're looking at it, that's my choice.
So I've got one that you may not have seen. It's from '79. It's my favorite. Phantasm.
Ooh, I have seen that movie.
That's my all-time favorite horror movie. And that kind of crosses over into sci-fi when you follow the sequels, but it doesn't come out that way in the first one.
We in college we had a standing movie night at my buddy's house, and it was like standing movie night, 11 p.m. You can come if you wanted. Not everyone was there every night, but especially around Halloween, we just went like every scary movie we could find, including the really, really, really ones that were made for like $400, the horrible ones. We love those too. But yeah, I saw that.
The Scarecrow Slayer.
That one and the second one. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched that one.
Yes.
I have not seen that one. Sorry.
But that's what we. Yeah, so I saw that during one of those nights. It's really good.
Okay,
really
last
good.
category. Faith-based movie, rewatchable.
Faith-based movie. My favorite rewatchable.
Does Angels in the Outfield count?
No.
Danny Glover getting those kids. I still cry. Let me think here. Favorite one. Rewatch.
I don't know if they're.
All right, you go first.
Yeah, I need your help here, Dan.
I would. There's probably 2. Facing the Giants, and probably God's Not Dead.
Okay.
Although I can only imagine it's pretty good too. So.
See, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the title. We watch it with my football guys a couple times, and I watched it on my own once too. So I've seen it 3 times. That would count as a rewatch.
Yeah. More than 3.
Jim Caviezel's the head coach at Modern Day.
Yes.
Gosh, I'm just
dang it.
blanking on
That's
the
a true story too.
Yes, he's the head coach at Modern Day in California.
Yep. I can't think of the name of it either.
I'm just blanked on it. It's a great film, and it's a sports. So it kind of fits in sports film, but it's a faith-based film. And for everyone that says Facing the Giants and it's a good movie, I tell them, yeah, watch this one too.
Huh.
Gosh, I wish I could. Here, I'm gonna look up.
We're efforting. We got Tom Dillard says Courageous. Toby says Left Behind.
That's a good one. Yeah. Left Behind series is good.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not faithful enough.
Well, there's a bunch of them. I'll tell you one
When the
that's
game stands tall. That's what it's called.
The game
Game
stands
Stands
tall.
Tall.
Okay.
one
That's
that's
great.
is not really categorized as a faith-based movie, but it's made by the Kendrick brothers. Well, Kendrick brothers and Irwin brothers is Mom's Night Out. It's one of the funniest movies you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah.
If your wife hasn't seen it, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's got Patricia Hilton that plays. Everybody loves Raymond's wife,
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
and she is just and it's got Trace Atkins in it, and it's a funny movie. I mean, it'll make you laugh, and moms love it, and I love it because it's just funny. All right, this is what I'm going to hit you with, okay? And we're going to let you go.
Right.
So I'm going to list some movies here,
Got it.
and you say yes or no, okay? So
Got it.
rewatchable movies.
Like if it's on,
Yep,
am I flipping or am I in?
yep.
Got it.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Rocky,
Gosh, this is the best. Rocky in.
The Natural,
In. The Natural.
Ooh.
I like that movie, but it's not a rewatch.
Okay.
That's I agree.
The Legend
No.
of Bagger Vance,
In.
Hitch.
Oh,
Definitely.
in all day.
I love Hitch.
In all day. That's another movie. Wow. Why do I know 30% of this
It's
movie?
one of the
Yeah,
funniest
yep.
movies ever.
Yep.
Red,
Red. I'm out.
okay.
Not for rewatching.
Secretariat,
Out. There's too many scenes in there that make me feel drained now.
Yeah.
okay. Wizard of Oz,
Ooh. I have a 7-year-old daughter. In.
Yeah.
Top Gun,
Oh gosh. You know what I mean? Have I watched the trailer for Maverick 30?
That's awesome.
Did I hear you in or out?
In.
You know, okay.
He's
I
way
think
in.
my first screen name was Iceman 80.
All right, hang on. We
You're
got
good.
a little. Now I'm gonna ask you one other question after this. Now I got 2 more movies to hit you with. Cinderella Man.
Okay. Ooh, Cinderella Man's a good movie. Again, though, it's not. If I'll watch that probably once every 5, so I'd say out.
Okay, and
I
last
really like that
one.
movie.
Last one. Warrior.
Ooh, Warrior.
That drains me too. That's another draining
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
Yeah, it's a good
but
movie.
probably like tonight when I'm like, what do I want to watch? Probably not going to choose Warrior.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out.
All right. Last question. Okay.
Hit me.
The movie you've seen as a record for your record, the most you've seen in a movie theater.
Movie I've seen most in a theater.
Yep.
Well,
Your
this is
record.
embarrassing. I have to think about this. I've seen some movies lots of times.
Mine is so dumb.
Thank you.
Mine was Live Free or Die Hard, and I saw it 4 times in theaters.
That doesn't even flicker to how many times I've seen this movie. I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, that is pretty intense.
I love Timothy
The first
Oliphant.
movie
though.
I saw multiple times is super embarrassing. I saw Armageddon in theater 3 times. Really?
See,
That's a great
your
movie, though.
record?
Yeah, man.
Oh wow,
Cried
you guys
every
couldn't
time.
touch me. So
You
I told
will.
you this last
okay,
Sunday.
I think the movie. Okay, the movie. My record is it's 2 Towers. Lord of the Rings, 2 Towers.
Okay.
Okay.
I saw that movie. I think 6 times. in
That's
theaters.
a lot.
And that's a lot of hours.
That's a lot.
That's about 18 hours in
That's
the
a lot.
theater.
I saw 2 Towers 6 times, and with different groups of people every time.
Sure.
Like that. Let them make that clear.
Gotcha.
Every time people are like, hey, you want to go see it? I was like, yeah. I know what I do for those 3 hours will be better than whatever I'm going to do. For 3 hours. So I mean,
Fair enough.
So I've got you all beat. So of course I'm dating myself. Top Gun. I bet you in movie theaters I watched at least 15 times.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
incredible.
That's amazing. Hey,
I would do
Caleb.
that, but there's some movies that I'm like, but like I wish I could have seen Top Gun on a movie theater screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, aren't there some? That's one of those movies that I'm like, if I could go back, there's some movies like, man, I want this to play in the big screen again. Like Lord of the Rings is one of those. Like,
Well, you know
Like,
they
I
might
wanna
do
see
Top
it
Gun
on
before
screen.
the actual one comes out on fandom events, so you might get your wish.
oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And some movies, sometimes they do that. They'll show classic ones and
Yep.
they'll rerun them.
Yep.
And I'm always in. But that's one I would love to see, big screen experience. Absolutely.
Yeah, Caleb. Before we let you go, I gotta ask you, how do you feel
Hit me.
about this Tom Brady news today?
I just can't believe that it's the Buccaneers.
I can't believe it
That's what I
either.
can't like. I can't. Now I'm not a Buccaneer fan, but when Dungy was the coach, I did have me a reversible Warwick Dunn jersey, and I love me some Warren Sapp because he played at the U and Allstott and Derek Brooks.
Yeah. Did we lose him again?
I think we did.
Check.
Can you hear us at all?
Caleb. Let's. Dang.
We may have. Is he still on there? Okay.
He can hear us though, probably.
If Caleb, call us back. If not, we appreciate you joining us tonight. And I'm having some technical issues here. See, that's what happens when you start talking about New England Patriots, Tom Brady. It just goes dead.
Yeah.
All right, that was Caleb Kinney joining us in our favorite rewatchable movies. I've got my 5. I'd like to kind of go through it. You got your 5? You have 5?
I definitely do.
Okay.
Let me text Caleb back though, real quick just to tell him thank you. So.
Yep.
Thanks, you keep
Caleb.
going. Yep.
Caleb, we appreciate it. We'd like to get you on live here maybe before football season starts if we're going to have one. Yep. Okay. Well, hold on. Okay.
Hey, Caleb, we're good, buddy.
Thanks to Caleb. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you for being on. We appreciate it, buddy.
All right. Have a good night. Okay, so go ahead with your 5 if you have them. If not, I can do mine.
So mine was Anchorman was on my list.
Okay.
I got I told you D2, Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
I also have I put it on Caleb's list. Here, you go first. You go first. Sorry.
So my favorite rewatchables is not all the Rockies, but Rocky. Okay. So certainly Rocky 1 and 2 for sure. Probably, and I'm categorizing he's all into all Rocky. That's probably unfair, but I'm going all the Rockies. And
sure.
I would omit probably 4 for sure, maybe 5, probably 3. And I liked all the last 3. The Rocky Balboa, the 2 Creeds. Okay. Godfather, which I didn't even ask him about that one. I went completely blank.
Sure.
Godfather. The Natural is in mine.
Right.
I'm going to probably have to go with Wizard of Oz because it may be my favorite movie of all time.
Wizard of Oz is your favorite movie of all time?
And okay. Probably. And then I'm not going to include Top Gun because I've seen it so 50 gazillion times. But I would probably have to put Hitch in there.
Okay, Hitch. Yeah, Hitch is on mine. Field of Dreams is my number 1 though rewatchable movie of all time.
I get tired of that one.
I just love the story arc so much. It is my favorite movie of all time for sure. I would go Anchorman.
Okay.
Space Jam.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. And then School of Rock.
You would.
I love School of Rock.
It's got my brother in there, Jack Black.
Yep. And my last one. Sorry, we got all sorts of technical difficulties.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe the end of the world. And Hitch. Hitch is. I
Hitch
love
is
Hitch.
in there. Yep. Funny movie. And we were talking about that off air. To me, 2 of the funniest scenes ever, which is while he's trying to show Will Smith how to dance.
Oh yeah.
And a time where he's
take the Q-tip, throw it away.
Throw it away.
Making the pizza.
Making the pizza. We don't need no pizza. They got food there. And then when he's trying to teach Hitch Albert how to kiss.
Yes.
He ends up giving him an open mouth kiss.
That one's great for sure.
Yeah. Those are a couple of, because I see that every time and I cannot stop. Stop laughing.
That movie's so good.
Some of our viewers, a couple other people here, my beautiful wife says Facing the Giants, Frozen, Blindside. What else? I saw another one.
Blindside's a good movie.
Yeah, she has Wizard of Oz and Sound of Music.
What's a movie that you would be like, nobody else is watching this one, but there's just a personal, like, you just like this movie?
The Wrestler.
The Wrestler?
Yeah.
Man, that's a great movie, though.
Yeah.
I love that movie. But nobody else is watching. Like, just maybe like a cult classic.
Yeah. I don't know. You could probably look. I'll tell you, there's one down there on the very bottom that's kind of stupid, but I'd probably watch it again. It's called Bubba Hotep.
Okay.
It's about Elvis Presley, basically. It's
okay.
like this guy him and John F. Kennedy actually end up in a rest home together.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I really liked recently. I really liked Blinded by the Light. That's a rewatchable movie to me, which is the Bruce Springsteen movie.
Yeah, the guy that's
the kid from Pakistan that lives
is that
in
true story?
England. It is.
Yeah.
And pretty cool story, actually. So that's one of my favorites. One of my favorite just like silly movies that had a
David
lot
Carroll, the creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. Battle Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is great.
I'll rewatch that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Battle Los Angeles is so good.
What's your favorite part of that movie?
I can't think of it on the top of my head, but just I love. It's been a while since I watched it, but just all of it was awesome.
I'll tell you the favorite part of the movie is while he's been trying to win his group over, and he jumps out of that helicopter to go check where that mothership is.
Yeah.
And he's going by himself, and he turns around. They're all standing there with him, like, "Let's go."
Yes.
And that's probably my favorite part of the movie.
That movie I love. Mad Max Fury Road 2, not so much though.
No.
But that's everybody knew that one though. So anyway. But yeah, it's pretty.
Rudy.
Yeah. Toby says that's a faith-based movie because it's about Catholic school.
Okay, whatever, Toby. Golly. Best Western. We didn't even do Westerns. How about that? We could do Westerns real quick.
I mean, to me, Tombstone. That's Mandalorian.
Nah, True Grit. The original with John Wayne. Sorry.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
Oh, the second one was really good, too.
Yeah, but anyway, do we want to talk about just a little bit about free agency, or I could give a rundown a little bit of what has happened in the past couple days? I know there's a lot that's happened, or do you want to save that for some other time?
No, we can touch upon it.
Yeah.
We still have, what time is it? 8:52.
Yeah.
You can kind of hit the highlights.
Yeah. So, Tom Brady announces this morning that he will no longer be with the Patriots, and by the end of the day, he is with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Isn't that crazy?
He is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is the weirdest colors on him, like for sure.
He's going to be an orange creamsicle.
Yeah.
You know what they need to do?
They need to bring back those orange jerseys.
I was just getting ready to say,
sure.
They need to bring that back for at least the first game.
I wonder if you have to brand everything different because Tom Brady is like, you got to brand him different for sure. So, I mean,
why would
you got to
he
brand
do
the whole
that?
team.
Why would he do that?
I think probably just a new adventure to see if he could do it. Maybe, I don't know. Like, it sounds silly, but also Florida. Like, it's Florida. It's not New England. Like, he doesn't have to deal with the cold anymore. It's a warm weather climate. Why not give it for another couple of years to a warm weather climate?
My wife wants me to do the dance scene from Hitch. Not happening.
No, not happening.
Not happening live.
Not happening. We also had DeAndre Hopkins go to the Cardinals in exchange for David Johnson and a draft pick, and it was horrible. It was a horrible move. They gave up so many picks. I mean, they didn't get the haul because that night we saw Stephon Diggs last night go to Buffalo, and Buffalo gave up so much for Stephon Diggs. It was crazy. So it ended up being a bad move for the Texans, and Bill O'Brien kind of looks like an idiot right now as the GM coach right now because he gave up almost got nothing in return basically. Right. So we also saw Amari Cooper. He's staying with the Cowboys. Did you see that?
I did not see that. I'm glad to hear it though.
Yes, last evening.
Good.
He signed with the Cowboys, so for $100 million over $100 million over 4 years. So
how does
$25 million contract?
How does that? That's huge. How does that reflect to Dak?
Dak is going to be franchised, so he'll be franchised.
I don't know if that's a wise move or not.
Yep, I think that he'll be franchised. They'll give him another year, and Amari Cooper.
Franchise does or does not count against the cap.
I can't remember right now off the top of my head. And Kendall Fuller from the Chiefs, who got the game-winning interception, is going to the Redskins. Couple of moves here and there as well. So, anyway.
Okay. All right. Any parting thoughts?
Just I mean, I would just say, just in this world right now that we're living in, which is crazy. Just to stay positive. Because I really do think that this can be a opportunity for us. That this is. You could see a lot of selfishness come out of this. It's like, man, I just want to go out and I want to go live my normal life. But right now, like, there's a sense of duty and responsibility, more to like, man, I do need to hunker down and think about others. And you can fall on different sides of the spectrum within this. But my hope is that we'd all be kind and compassionate towards one another, because those things definitely aren't canceled right now in a world that just seems where everything is canceled. But those things are not. And my encouragement and hope would be that we would love our families better, that put the phones down for a minute, because, and I know our screen time's going up, but it's also an opportunity to go play cards with
get the board games out.
A couple of friends or your family, or
go play some touch football.
Go call your loved ones maybe for once.
Spend time.
Yeah, so this is the time now more than ever, and I hope that God uses these things. We won't know until we get to the other side of heaven, but maybe there's a chance that all of this messiness leads to us being unified as a country and a world more than it ever has been, because we need it right now in a world that's divided.
We do. So if you're okay with this, I'd like to close out with the 23rd Psalm. You good with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, 23rd Psalm is, and we'll close out with that. We want everybody just to be mindful, be respectful, be cautious, and be wise. And as we close out, 23rd Psalm reads this: The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I'd like everyone to have a good night, and we're just going to end with that. Faithletic, the podcast. Join us next week. This show will actually be rebroadcast at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. We love you.